Life is priceless. Well, except when it isn't. Because there are people out there who thinks life means nothing, worth nothing. And unfortunately, to Jessica Lal, her path crossed with one of those people. And she paid for this meeting with her life. Hello little Holmes! Welcome to my channel. I am JBB, your criminal storyteller or something like that. And today we're going to see Jessica's story. Jessica Lal was born in 1965 in India. Her parents were May Lal and Ajit Lal. Besides, she had 3 siblings, being Sabrina Lal one of them and also a key person to the whole case. I couldn't find a lot about Jessica's past, but I found she was a kind person and she was always smiling, what says a lot about her personality. And now, actually going into the case, Jessica Lal was a model in New Delhi in 1999 when everything happened. At the date she was murdered, Jessica was working as a celebrity barmaid at an illegal bar named Tamarind, owned by socialite Bina Ramani. On April 29, people were having a party at the bar. There were a lot of famous people there, including actors, politicians, and even a senior policeman. So it's reasonable to say that the place was crowded. This being said, the bar usually stopped the sales at 11:30, and at midnight the bar had run out of liquor, but of course two people used to always have their demands followed. This wasn't a good enough of an explanation. So around 2 a.m. when Siddharth Vashishit, also known as Manu Sharma and definitely one of those spoiled people, walked in with his friends and demanded to be served a glass of liquor and had his demands refused, he was pissed off. And unfortunately to Jessica, she was at the aim of his rage because she was the person who dared to say no to him. So Sharma pointed his .22 caliber pistol at the ceiling as an intimidatory act and fired. And then he demanded his liquor again. But it wasn't just a matter of yes or no. Jessica didn't have the liquor to serve, so she refused again. Then I suppose Manu Sharma thought he had enough of whatever was happening, because the next thing he did was to put a bullet at Jessica Lal's head, killing her instantly. Jessica was brought to Apollo Hospital, but she was already dead. So after the doctor certified her death, was up to the justice to bring, well, justice. But as we all know, sometimes justice is not fair. After the shot was made, people started a frenzy, and due to confusion, Manu and his friends managed to vanish. And maybe you think, alright, they escaped, but a lot of people saw what happened. There is no way till they go unpunished. However, here is the deal. Manu Sharma is the son of a former minister, and his friends were also related to important people. So yeah, rich prominent people were involved. Well, Manu and his friends escaped from the crime scene, but no one can actually vanish, so they had to go somewhere. And in fact, they weren't really far to Tamarind. According to some sources, Manu and his friends went to a desolate place near Tamarind at first, but then they went to one of Tony's friends' house. And by the way, Tony was one of the 3 friends who kept company to Manu during the whole crime. After they reached the house, Manu called Dinhan, another friend of him. Dinhan met Manu, and Manu asked him to help him hide the weapon. They then came back to Tamarind to retrieve the weapon and hide it in a safe place. And how they could do all this before the police went to the crime scene is still a mystery to me. With the weapon hid, Manu came back to Tony's friend's house and Jin Han left to his own house. But later, not satisfied, Manu called another friend. This time a guy called Tito, who was living in the USA and was back in India due to a wedding in his family. Also, according to some sources, Tito promised to hide the weapon in a safe place, and after he did it, he flew to the USA. But the truth is that the weapon was not found and Tito was never judged. Not so lucky, Jin Han was charged and convicted for conspiring to destroy evidence. 7 years later, all the 3 friends who kept company to Manu during and after the crime were charged because of destruction of evidence, harboring a suspect, and conspiracy. But what about Manu, right? At first, there were a lot of people affirming they saw Manu Sharma pulling the trigger of the gun responsible to end Jessica's life. However, Manu's lawyer said that all the proof were circumstantial. And here I have to ask folks, if a bunch of not related people affirming the same thing is not enough proof, what in the name of whatever you believe is going to be? But I am guessing he was a goddamn good lawyer because the trial was delayed for 7 years. And when it finally happened, the witnesses were already hostile. Honestly, I still can't believe in this delay even with all the proof, but as I searched, I discovered that this was actually not unusual, and in 2006 the rate of conviction in India was less than 30%. But what was unusual was the public outrage that followed the lack of justice. People did candlelight videos at the spot of the crime. They held protests. University students began a mobile text message campaign aiming not to let the crime be forgotten. And the media sustained a campaign to demand justice for Jessica. And I think I can say that part of these actions were because of Jessica's sister, Sabrina Lal, a person who fought nails and teeth for all those years to bring justice to her sister. And finally, on the 15th of December of 2006, justice came, or the closest thing someone who lost a dear person can call justice. On the 15th December of 2006, the High Court ruled that Manu Sharma was guilty based on existing evidence, and on the 20th December of 2006, Manu Sharma was punished with life imprisonment and a fine. Sadly, Jessica's parents were already dead when Manu Sharma was convicted. Her mom died in 2000 and her dad passed away in April of 2006. But I hope that this decision allowed at least some peace to the rest of Jessica's family. As for Manu Sharma, his lawyer tried to appeal, but he failed. However, in 2009, the government paroled Sharma for 30 days so he could visit her mom, who was sick, and also attend her family business meetings. The government then extended the 30 days for more 30 days, and during this time, Manu Sharma was seen partying in clubs and her mom was seen in public with a very healthy appearance. But for unknown reasons, maybe for pressure, shame, who knows, Manu Sharma went back to the prison 2 weeks before his parole expired. Some years later, Manu Sharma was granted a limited parole from December of 2013 to January of 2014 so he could attend some master's degree examinations in Delhi. And I know education is super important, but I don't get it. Why a convicted person with a life imprisonment sentence should be allowed such a thing? Prison is the place you go to pay for the bad things you did, not the place you go for a different experience of vacation. And to end this case, the latest thing I know is that Manu Sharma was early released of prison on June of 2020 due to good behavior. I do believe in chance and I do believe in forgiveness, even if I'm not sure I would be able to practice forgiveness in this kind of situation. But Sabrina Lal did, and I hope that her praise and wish that Manu Sharma has actually learned and that he never ever do the same mistake again come true. And folks, I know it's a sad story, but it doesn't matter if there are people out there who thinks our lives mean nothing, because it means a lot. So that is it, little Holmes. I hope this case brings some reflection. Please forgive my English is still a work in progress, and feel free to comment and to suggest other cases. And now I think it's time for our 3 rules. First, try not to be a criminal. Second, subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed yet. And third, do not ever cross the yellow tapes. See ya!